Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video by me, FoxyNoTail, here on the truly Bedrock survival server. And I'm here with my good friend Chuck. How you doing, Chuck?
Okay.
Yes, he's invisible. Chuck's has had an accident. Chuck is in spectator mode.
Yeah?
And he was AFK up at the top of this raid farm. There you go, Chuck. You can sort yourself out with those things there.
Okay.
He was AFK up at the top of the raid farm. And a Ravager got stuck.
Yeah?
I don't have video of this. I'd really like to show you what happened, but let me see if I can simulate by flying around and showing you.
Okay.
So, at our AFK point up here, inside of this chamber here, where the mobs come, there was a Ravager, and it got stuck in there. It wasn't dying from the trident. So, Chuck flew up to the top. Bear in mind, while they're in spectator mode, because it's an add-on, he can't get hit. He's completely invulnerable to damage. However, he went down the hole in order to push the Ravager down the hole properly and make it fall onto the trident, and the Ravager killed him. But not once, but twice, because what happened was, it then said Chuck's bed was missing or obstructed and respawned him back down the hole exactly where he died, so the Ravager killed him again instantly, and then Chuck respawned in Spawn Town. So, he came back here, managed to accidentally catch the tridents out of the other bit, so we're now a couple of tridents down in this farm, and as a result of that, obviously it's not working. I think there is a pillager captain in there, or at least there's a pillager. There's a few of them, but there's no tridents in there to actually do them any damage, and now I'm the one with bad omen. This is not ideal at all. Right, so we need to get a couple more tridents back in there. We need to put a trident back up the top bit, and we need to give Chuck his superpowers back, which I've just done by throwing him those items. So I believe the tridents are in here.
Okay.
Jeez. What a faff about. I've got stuff to do today, guys, you know. I haven't got time to be faffing with these stupid villagers and illagers or whatever they are. So there's one in there. Good, let's put that back. Jeez. Let's go to the top. Oh, apparently I've already started a raid. Of course I have, because there's a villager down there. Now I need to throw one down here before the raid actually starts so I don't die. There we go. And now I need to fall down that hole and get back out again without picking the trident. Oh, jeez. Oh, dear. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Try that again. There we go. Please let me out. Whoa, that was very lucky. Right. So then Chuck stands here with his, with his sword, and he shots. Oh, we need to turn it on, don't we? So we need to turn that one on, which is going to activate the trident downstairs. That one on, which is going to activate the trident here. There we go. Excellent. Yes, it's all working nicely. Right, let's get Chuck back up here so I don't have to be. And there's Chuck wearing completely the wrong skin. Oh, and I've just realised because I've thrown the tridents, I'm going to be the one getting the bad omen. So, Chuck, you've got to do all of this now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. And you don't have a looting sword anymore, do you? Oh, jeez. Right, okay. Oh, jeez. Right. Oh, I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Okay.
I'm talking to them, not you, Chuck.
Yeah?
And there we go. That is now all sorted, except for the fact that Chuck has absolutely no looting sword. And I don't carry one anymore because I don't carry a sword, so I can't even give him one.
Okay.
And the problem is, the looting sword, as much as it will have fallen inside the system, we've got an overflow on this thing, and he's actually being AFK here for such a long time that the overflow system is completely full, so his looting sword will have absolutely gone in lava, which is not ideal. But look at all this. We've got a lot of emeralds over here, which is ideal, really, because I'm going to be working on stocking our shops today, so I can take a load of these with me. And conveniently, in my ender chest, I do actually have a looting 3 sword. Now, this is one of my original swords I had from the start of the series. I really don't want to lose it, but I am going to give it to Chuck. I certainly really don't need it anymore. I'm only holding on to it for nostalgia purposes. So if Chuck loses this one, he'll be in trouble, but, you know, it's not the end of the world. So here, Chuck, take that.
Okay.
There we go. What play? Take that. Take the sword.
Okay.
And there we go. Chuck now has that sword in place. Let's go grab those emeralds and get out of here and start doing what we were doing today. And what we are going to be doing today is, of course, stocking our brand new shops and building the shops inside of our shopping mall, which, as I'm recording this, I've already done quite a lot of. So let's cut back to me being in my storage area, getting prepared for what we need to do. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is to gather up a shulker box of each one of the items to sell. Now, I've actually gone through everything I want to sell, arranged it all into different shops and shop names, and there are a total of 65 different items I'm going to be selling in 21 different shops, which is half the shopping mall already going to be taken up in one go. So I need 65 shulker boxes worth of items, and yeah, my empty shulker box chest is currently empty, although I did go end raiding not too long ago. So yeah, that's going to take up pretty much most of my shulker shells. Jeez. Okay, so that is 65 shulker boxes crafted. Now I need to fill my inventory with them and then go fill them all with items from my farms. Now actually, I'm not going to take all that many because I will need some inventory space for moving things about. So let's take a full inventory's worth minus my hotbar and go fill these up first. Now, some items like the raw meats I don't have full shulker boxes of yet, so I will be taking them with me, but obviously I'm not going to be selling much of those until I've actually got plenty to sell. So Chuck is currently AFK up there. We are gathering more things as we speak, but yeah, I can only take what I've got, I guess, for now. I now have a full chest worth of shulker boxes that have all got things in, which is pretty much everything from this area that I can gather and craft, apart from things like ender pearls and banners, because I really don't have many of those at all. I'll have to come up with another solution for those in the meantime. But I also, while I've been here, have found another few items that I can craft and sell, which takes our total number of items up to 70. So I'm going to need 70 shulker boxes altogether. Well, I'm over here at the fish farm to collect the fish, but unfortunately there is not much fish to collect. So yeah, there's been a few farms actually that are lacking quite a lot of stuff, so it does seem that I'm going to have to get Chuck AFK over at a few different places over the next few weeks. But, you know, I'm doing good. We've got nearly a full inventories with the shulker boxes again. I'm just collecting from the iron farm now, and I do know that we've got a little bit of fish over here. Not loads, but it's enough to get us started. Also, bear in mind, nobody's going to want to buy fish. I really don't need to stock a lot of it. The point of the... We've got a cat head. The point of the all mall isn't to necessarily turn a huge profit, although that would be nice, but it is just to provide a place where you can go and find everything. I thought it was about making a profit. Well, okay, it's about making a profit too. How do we get a cat head when they have to be killed by the player? I'm not sure how that's happened there. The other things to consider is we don't actually have millions of gold, iron and emerald. We've got a few, but not loads, so we're only going to be able to provide a small number of those to start with until we obviously AFK to get plenty more. Speaking of which, it does sound like this system's running, but I don't see anyone here. There is XP in there. I wondered if Slack had maybe got his AFK account over here, but nothing's coming through the chest, and there's certainly no piglins spawning. So, yeah, maybe... no, I'm going to leave it alone. Well, I have spent an awful amount of time gathering resources, and now we have all of these in this double chest, and all of these in this double chest. And the only thing I think I'm missing is concrete powder, and the cooked food variants, because obviously I've got the raw food, but I haven't cooked any. Although I do know where I can find some cooked fish pretty easily. And that, of course, is over in Chunk Town, because in my one chunk build, I have the cheaty furnace arrays, and in those I was using fish in order to create the XP in the furnaces, which should mean that in my cooked fish box, I should have, oh dear, some oh dear, I don't have any cooked fish. So, okay, the cooked food is off the menu at the minute. We need to gather up some lots and lots of raw food and cook it. But apart from that, I think we've got everything. Is there anything else in here? I mean, oh, look, this is all cooked. I do have cooked fish. Amazing. And salmon as well. So there we go. Apart from some cooked meats and a bit of concrete, then we now have 70 shulker boxes worth of items ready to start going inside some shops. But unfortunately, we don't actually have the shop designs for these shops. So I guess the next thing I need to do is allocate which shops is going in which ones and start decorating them. Oh, jeez. Well, after what feels like an eternity, I have now organised what shop is going to be what and dropped the items off in those shops. It's obviously not going to be left like that. It's just for me to sort out. But we got a whole bunch of shops now. that are taking up the entire downstairs of this shopping centre except for one shop. That's right, I've actually whittled it down to 40 shops. No, sorry, 20 shops instead of 21, because what I've gone and done is put the mob heads and mini blocks in the same one, and they're going to be in this one so we can display all of those nicely. And also because I'm a complete moron and completely forgot about ice. I haven't done anything about ice. So, starting from the beginning, we've got the black and white shop, which is going to be selling bone blocks and bone stuff and ink sacks, because, you know, why not? Then we've got Fuels for You, which is going to be selling blaze rods, scaffolding, kelp blocks, and coal. A quick trip back to the present for a moment. This shop exists. I completely forgot about the fact that this shop exists, and I could never have told you that there was a shop on the server called Fuels for You, especially spelt with a Z on the end. But you'll see later on in the video, I call my shop Fuels for You, and I use a Z as well, which is clearly completely subconsciously ripping off this shop. So I will change this later on in the video, but right now I'm ripping off the name of this shop without even realizing it. Whoops. Then we've got the mob heads and the mini blocks. Then we've got the bamboozled shop, which is going to be selling bamboo and more scaffolding. Fungus Frenzy is going to be selling all sorts of stuff to do with the nether, as you can see. Then we've got the wool works, which, yeah, I don't really have much wool, and it's a little bit like Capital Concrete, which has absolutely no concrete at all at this moment in time. Then we've got You Buy Rockets, which is obviously going to sell rockets. And next to that, we've got Hargreaves Diamond Company, because that sounds very posh and quite expensive. And we're going to be selling the ores and the different types of jewels in there as well. Across the road, we got an empty space, followed by Snacks Direct. This is where our cooked food is going to be. I was going to do cooked food upstairs in the food court, but for now, I'm just going to keep everything on one level to save people having to travel between floors. We've got Ye Olde Bookshop. We've got Totems and More, which is basically saddles. We've got Cane's Papers, which is sugarcane paper and sugar. And we've got Cactus for Cash, which sells cactus. We've got Kelp Supplies, which sells the different varieties of kelp. And last but not, well, no, actually not last but not least, we've got Prismarine to Go, which sells lots of different varieties of prismarine. Then we've got Arrows for You. No, Arrows are us. Mob Bits. The Butcher's Shop, which sells the the raw meat, and the Fishmongers, which sells the raw fish. And it has Ms. T Cats here, who is actually my admin from my Discord. So there we go. We've got many shops. We're selling many things. And now we need to decorate those shops and present those items for sale in the best way possible. Jeez, this is going to take ages. I guess we probably should start from the beginning, which is the black and white shop. Okay, so I guess if we're doing the black and white shop, the first thing we should do is probably put in a black and white floor using some of the things we're going to be selling in this shop. And I know I mentioned we were going to be selling squid, ink sacks, and bone blocks, but I'm also thinking if we've got any spare, we should probably be selling black stone in here as well. So I'm going to put black stone and bone block floor in instead of this carpet, which means I should probably go and get some shears. And there we go, that's already not looking too shabby at all. Now we need some shelves and storage. Taking a second to come over to Mr. Beardstone's mini block shop, I was actually looking for the glass mini block. I would actually really like to use the glass one in order to frame the items inside of our shop, but Mr. Beardstone's not selling glass. And in fact, I haven't seen glass mini blocks anywhere. I don't have them, and I've never seen anyone else have them, which makes me wonder, is the Wandering Trader's trade working? Or if people have seen glass, are they keeping it to themselves? Or have we just not been lucky enough for him to have given it to anyone yet? But yeah, I was really hoping to have quite a lot of glass mini blocks at this point, because you can do some amazing things with it. But unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to use it at all. And after not too long at all, our first shop is done and ready for business. So as you can see in here, we have got the bone blocks, the bones, the ink sacks, and a little bit of blackstone available for sale as well in colour-coordinated sugar boxes, which is going to make it easy for me to replace in the future. We've got some display items here. Obviously, these items we don't have as mini blocks, so I put those there. And what's just occurred to me is that I haven't got any quartz in here. Quartz would be a really good thing to add to this shop. And whilst I don't have very much quartz at all, it really does make more sense to be selling quartz in here than it does bones and bone blocks, because what's the point in selling bones and bone blocks when you can make bone blocks from bones? I might as well just sell bone blocks. And bear in mind, everything in this shopping mall is a diamond per stack, or a diamond per amount shown in the chest. Yeah, a diamond per bone block or stack of bone blocks just seems better than per stack of bones to me. So, yeah, I think we're going to do it that way, which means I need to get rid of that bone there and find myself some quartz. Which brings me back to Zap's shop, but unfortunately he hasn't restocked since I bought it all, so let me go see if anyone else is selling quartz anywhere. Come on, Dadcraft, please have some quartz. It would be very useful if you did. Well, I'm going to have to add quartz to the remember to get it from home list, and for now I'm just going to put bone blocks, ink sacks, and blackstone on there. And I know that Dadcraft is actually selling 2 stacks of blackstone for a diamond, which obviously I can't do with the pricing scheme. So we're just going to have to, you sell ours for more money and hope that people are prepared to spend more money. Perhaps the convenience of them all mall will bring people in to buy it. Probably not. Anyway, yeah, so we need a bit of quartz in there, and we need some actual quartz for sale in our quartz box, which means I need to do some piglin bartering, but not just yet, because next I'm going to do the fishmongers. For the fishmongers, I wanted to keep things pretty simple, and I kind of have done that. I was going for a fish tank look at the back. I've used invisible armor stands with some fish to try and make it look a little bit like they're swimming, but it does occur to me, why don't I just put some fish in there in some water, because that would probably do a better job. So we've got some item frames there, and on the wall here we've got the barrels, or the sugar boxes, sorry, with the items in. And I've gone for another tiled floor. The reason being, if you're at a fishmonger's, you're going to be dealing with fish guts and all that sort of stuff. You don't really want carpet in here or wool. You're going to want a nice smooth floor to be able to mop out. So yeah, I think a bucket of water or 2 in there and some actual fish will go down quite well. And fortunately for me, literally right outside, there is an ocean full of fish, which is perfect, because now I have mini cods. And with this horrible purple murky water in there, we can now pop in our cods and our salmons into that thing below. I don't think I'm going to put any more than 4 in there. I think 4's plenty. And obviously I'm doing this from the room upstairs in order to get access to it, which means I now need to put that back together again. There we go. Pop down the scaffolding that I put up there temporarily, and we now have fish that die. Oh dear. There we go. That's better. We now have the fish trapped in, and we've only got 1 of each now. It's a good job I got spares when I went fishing. However, it has just occurred to me that this back wall is also pains, and the fish are going to fall out of here and end up dead as well. So I think I'm going to have to put glass blocks in this wall, which means open it. Oh, jeez. Ah! No! Now there is... Oh, jeez. Where's my buckets? Quick. Put them back in. Quick! Oh, jeez. Oh, no. This is a disaster. Oh, I've got fish on the... Oh. Oh. Stop. Oh. What have I done? And there we go. We now have fish in the fish tank, as well as some random items that fell in. Now I can replace the salmon on there and chuck whatever left I've... Oh, no, actually, we need full stacks in the box. So there we go. Fish shop is complete. The cat is interested in those fish, clearly, and it does look like those 2 are a little bit stuck in the wall, but I'm really not going to fuss about that right now. Next up, we have fuels for you. How hard could this one be? We probably do want carpet in this one, but I don't think these lovely light colours will do the job. They want to be dark and dirty because we're dealing with sooty, fuely stuff. So yeah, let's get some darker colours of wool and maybe some furnaces and things like that as well, and make this look a little bit more grubby. And just like that, nice and basic, we got fuels for you, which sells 5 different types of fuel. Well, technically not, kinda. We've got coal ore, kelp blocks, blaze rods, coal, and scaffolding, which you can all burn in all of these types of furnace systems. Now, there's technically 4 on there because it's a nice even number when there's only 3 types of furnaces, but I think that will do. Now, one of my commenters in a previous video said that I should fill this place up with villagers to work at the shops, and that is an amazing idea. The only problem I would have with that is I would have to make these designed so that villagers would... Do you know what? I really like that idea. I don't know how I'm going to get villagers over here. Well, not too far away is Loy and Liara's area, and Liara actually let me take some villagers from here previously for my other stuff that was going on. But they've all gone. There are no villagers here, which I don't know if that was on purpose or by accident, but yeah, I could really do with some villagers nearby. So unless she's moved them somewhere, I don't know. So I probably need to get in touch with Liara and find out what's going on there. So for now, I guess we're just going to have to design these things without villagers, but it really isn't all that far away at all. So the shop across the road from Fuels for You is the butcher shop. Oh, okay, next to the fishmongers. That makes sense. Well, that's why I would have done those things. So basically meat, leather, feathers as well, I guess. And that's probably pretty much it. Oh, and rabbit hide. So yeah, let's get these things for sale. Again, we're going to need a tiled floor in here because butchers is going to be sloppy mess, just like the fishmongers. Like I tried to do in my kitchen the other day, I'm actually going to try very hard to make some armor stands look like they are holding food underneath these chains. The only problem I'm having is this is becoming slightly tricky because of the way everything is. Now, that shouldn't have any gravity now, which means it will float. No, I don't want to give you that. I want to... No, stop stealing me stuff. I want to give you that. Now, if I... it's too high up. Okay, let's try it on a half stand instead. We'll put it on a half slab. We'll hold the item like that. We will give it a slime block. Or slime ball. That'll freeze it. We can then break that block that's underneath it. It's not going to go anywhere. And then we can put the... We can't put the chain back, so we can push a chain, hopefully from the side, to get it in place. So let's put a piston there. And a redstone block next to that. Let's push the armor stand as well. Jeez. Well, okay, don't worry. Don't panic just yet. We'll get the piston. We then put it that side of the armor stand, which is now going to affect that other armor stand, which is it. Oh, gee. Oh, jeez. Yeah, there's an armor stand there that's invisible as well. Oh, which is in the way. Oh, jeez. Oh, mate. Oh, this is a problem. Let's break that armor stand. Let's put that. Why can I not? There's nothing there now. Why can't I put the piston there? Oh, that's... Jeez. I hate this. I'm so bad at this. Now, I know you can do crazy things like name them Dinner Bone and turn them upside down, but then they've got name tags. There just doesn't seem like a particularly easy way to do this, which is such a shame. What if I put that one sideways? I can almost get it there, but not quite. Look, that almost is there. I just need to push it back half a block. This is where my armor stands add-on that I've got available on FoxyNoTail.com would come in really handy because you can actually adjust armor stands on that. Unfortunately, we don't have that on Truly Bedrock, but that isn't far off. Let's try that again on this one. Well, it's definitely not perfect, but it's about as good as it's going to get from me, and I know it wouldn't be the slices of meat hanging from the chains, it would be the animals themselves, but I'm not going to go wrangling pigs and chickens and stuff in here and try and get them to sit on there. Although we do have heads, we could put their heads there instead. I've got a Zoglin head, not really the right sort of advertising. No, I don't have any of their heads required in order to do that. No, so we're going to stick with the meat as it is, hanging from those chains, which, yes, doesn't make a great deal of sense, and that'll do, okay? Don't worry about it, it's fine. And just like that, with a couple of finishing touches, the butcher shop is complete, and we're selling pretty much everything. I've had to squeeze the rabbit hide into there, but unfortunately, the feathers didn't fit. Now, no one's going to want to buy raw meat. I know this, but it's something we have and something we can sell. And at a diamond a stack, it's relatively expensive considering you can buy cooked food for probably a couple of stacks per diamond. But I think it looks nice and it adds to the shopping mall, so I don't care. I'm having it as a shop regardless of whether it makes money or not. So there. So we have now got 4 different shops in our all mall selling all sorts of different items, and we have many, many more to go. However, unfortunately, this video is dragging on a little bit, so I am going to leave it for now. I've got a live stream to do this evening, so I'll come back to you once that's over, and hopefully after that, we should see a few more shops have taken shape. So I'll see you guys in a couple of hours. Well, for you, in the next clip for you, but for me, a couple of hours. Bye. And truth be told, it's been more than a couple of hours. It's actually lunchtime the next day as I've edited that video, and we've got to this point here. And during the live stream, we did an awful lot of things. First of all, we decorated mob bits, which we made to look kind of like gross, like some congealed blood on the floor. We're going to have a villager behind here. In fact, it's going to be a zombie villager behind there, kind of like a pawn shop type thing. And on the walls, we've obviously got all of the items that are for sale. Now, there's no item frames inside this one to indicate what there is, but I'm pretty sure people will be able to tell, obviously, that it is a mob shop, drop shop. So there's that one. Then we got arrows are us, which we've got like an arrow scene in here. We've got some arrows to sell, and if you walk over this pressure plate here, it will actually fire an arrow up into the ceiling. Now, I've only actually got the 1 arrow. I need to fill those dispensers up, but there is a delay, so it won't hurt you as you walk in unless you actually stand physically on it. But it's just, yeah, I thought it was a little bit of fun to do that. Well, we never got onto blockheads, but we did move on to Prismarine to go, which is technically an underwater shop. And because we've got conduit power in the area, we don't need to worry about being able to breathe while we're in here. And we've got all of the Prismarine style items in here for sale. And yeah, that's I like it. I quite like that shop. It's unique and different. Next to that, we've got Kelp on the Shelf, which is not the original name I was going to call it, but that was thrown up in the live stream. And again, I like this one. We've got Kelp in the background. We're going to have our villager here, and we've got the Kelp items available for sale there. And the next shop we did is not actually a shop at all. What we did was we went and wrangled some villagers right over from my industrial area and brought them all the way through the nether to here and started breeding them. And according to Mr. Beardstone, he thinks we're selling the villagers as a commodity. Now, I don't think that's a bad idea. We do have 1 spare shop down here. Now, technically, that should be the ice shop because I forgot completely about ice. But there's no reason we couldn't sell villagers, although I'm not sure ethically that would be a very good thing to do. What we are actually going to do is convert them into zombie villagers, name tag them, and have them as shopkeepers. And the reason I want to do it with zombie villagers is not only will it look different and more interesting, but also it will prevent there being raids. If anyone flies over here with bad omen, we won't get a raid because there'll be zombie villagers and not normal villagers. So anyway, that is pretty much all I've got time for, except to tear down the Fuels for You sign, because I genuinely had no idea. I've been to that shop before. I've even bought stuff from it, but my memory's so bad I forgot that was the name. So subconsciously, I was totally ripping off the name of that shop. So I'll come up with a new name for that shop. Right now, what I actually need to do is go to Hargreaves Diamond & Co. and drop off a load of these emeralds in there and then sign off from this video because it's gone on a little bit too long. Oh, look at that. Many, many emeralds from the raid farm today. Oh, yes. We're emerald rich again, and hopefully we're going to be diamond rich soon when we've sold them all. So there we go. I really do think the mall is starting to take shape now, and I'm really enjoying working in here. I really hope you guys are enjoying watching the process too, and I really would appreciate your comments and thoughts on it all. And one more thing I do want to say before I go quickly is with the armor stand thing that I was struggling earlier on, I know I could push them around with water a little bit, which I never actually tried. But it just gets messy when you've got more than one around. So I know that's the thing. You don't need to tell me about that. To be honest with you, I'm not too fussed about that because I'm having fun with all of the other ways of decorating. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to say thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do leave a like. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!